one of my studio, this is his section anyway, so he has every right to put a picture here. So, I didn't put this behind me. But okay, should I put this on? Oh, God. Oh, I look really good. I look cute, I guess, maybe. Wow. So much stuff going on. Really trying to crank up this whole rides business thing. Really trying to make something happen. Just talking to people. I'm trying to make this into a force of nature, in a way. Been hanging out and having. I'm not happy about it. I went to my cousin's. I did drink, and I feel I'm okay. I'm like a little banged out, but no, it's just been really, really a crazy, crazy time. Like it's like I'm not even the same person I was like 2 months ago right now, with all the like massive changes that most people would. It's trying to I don't even know how to explain it. Like trying to emerge out of this whole thing, and really, really pushing and pushing and pushing, and to be like some of it just to be a normal person again, to be just to be a man again, just to be a guy again, to have people want to be around you and then look at you in a good way. It's like I'm looking back at like such a prolonged darkness, and these videos like really kind of like document that journey to me. Just like, oh my God, so lost, so I keep saying so dark, yet it's just so like, oh my God, like where have I been? Where did I go? This like whole like wandering through the wilderness, and obviously I never said I had a good time or anything. Like trying to resurrect this whole thing, and I was like thinking, maybe I meant, like I said, have you heard this one before? My default to this stuff is also that I feel like I'm going to get another one of these Animarides on the street anyway. I have enough cash where I could do that, to get one, just to like have it. Like this whole idea that I was talking to another studio person. They were like, you should just get the rides for free, because you're not going to get any money out of it. You're not going to, it's a very inefficient sort of business. And I agree. I didn't say they were wrong. I said, 100% it is a very inefficient business. But what do you want me to do? Go and do stuff, go to work or whatever, and then just sit at home, get home and just watch TV and drink beer all day until bedtime. And then they were like, thumbs up back. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like, people look for the fuss. People look for, like, there's this guy I know, right? This gay couple, but I know the guy. They have this disabled dog. And all they talk, and when I see them, like, all they talk about is all the dog's ailments and its nervous system and medication it's on. It's like, my God, you should just get a new dog, and give this. I'm not saying it's like, oh, just put it down, but just like, my God, the amount of special needs this dog they have needs is ridiculous. When there's so many other dogs out there that are just completely normal and fine and in kennels, right? But they need that fuss. They need to kind of like have that be part. People need the fuss. That's why people are just fussy. Keeps them busy. I think one of the reasons people like dogs is because you have to fuss over a dog. You have to walk it. You have to feed it. It's like, you have to go out there in your pajamas at like 5 o'clock in the morning, like in the wintertime, and have this thing take a dump. And it's just like, oh, I can't believe it. It's like having a car. People, in some level, need to have a problem, and sometimes problems are good and sometimes problems are bad, obviously. I just can't let this idea go, and I don't really I'm not going to sink every penny I have into it. If I have a couple of pennies I have, then they'll do it and see what I can like come up with, just to invest. And I'm, the amount of change I need for this, like, so for one horse to get the money back that I invested in, it would take like years of rides. So like it's not lucrative. It is really just spending money on something like not totally useless, but really like, and then have it like so like there's like these 8 rides that are left, and then they're in Brooklyn on this Brooklyn, I guess, vending route you would call it. And it's like very far away too. And imagine like having this thing and just like, or like trying to paint it every day, look at it every day, to kind of just make sure that it's like operational and looks nice and all this stuff. And maybe just in time forget about it. But, to go after work or after doing a whole bunch of stuff wherever, like at the end of the day, I'm like, I'm going to jump on the, train to Brooklyn and fuss about some fiberglass horse that plays music. And I'm just like, I'd rather do that, than, you've been me on this journey with the booze, and that's been what it's been. Yesterday, I'm not trying to write off yesterday. I'm like trying to, it's not on the wagon or off the wagon sort of situation. I was amongst friends. I was trying to I haven't seen in 6 months. Libations were being poured. I just wanted to just enjoy the Saturday. It's Memorial Day. It's a terrible Memorial Day weekend. It is like the rainiest, coldest, ugliest Memorial Day I've ever seen in my life. Instead of having like an outdoor thing and barbecue, we stayed indoors, drank and watched movies and ate food, which is great, fine. But like I have this idea of just keeping a candle lit for the project because I need to do things. That's not going to change. And it's like, it's a bad idea, sure. Is there a better way to spend money? Yes. But it's like you have to. It's like why do people restore old cars? Why? It's such a money trap. Or like why do people fix up a house? Some houses are just fine. You don't have to improve them, but they do. They need to go to the Home Depot every weekend and fix that doorknob or latch on the cupboard. They have to get that. You know what I'm talking about. What am I going to tell you about anything? You're alive. You know life. But this is like my perspective. Do I want something big to happen? Yes. But I can't just be like, okay. I can't have every idea and every dream be dependent on money or other people, because then nothing will happen. And then I'm not going to get anything done. It's going to be just some great unhappiness because I'm just going to be like, well, I didn't get this, I didn't get that, I didn't get this, and so the whole thing just dies. I need if I can't get the whole dream, give me the piece of the dream. But that, that's on me. So it's really just wrestling with all this. I just wanted to the story, the brief, so I'm running for the bus. I drop my phone's in my back pocket, and my pants are loose. The phone falls out of my back pocket. I turn around and go pick it up and put it back in my pants pocket, and I run for the bus again. Somehow my phone fell out another time. I had no idea. So I'm getting on the bus, and it's a weird changeover with the bus driver, at this particular stop where it's near the depot, so they change out the driver. And I hit my car. I'm just waiting, I'm just waiting for the guy to get on the bus because he's blocking the thing, and I don't want to tap yet. And this is taking a good 2 or 3 minutes for him to get comfortable. Then I tap my thing, then I sit down in the seat. I'm like, good, I got the bus. And I look, I don't have my freaking phone. My phone fell out again. I don't know what happened. So I'm panicking. I'm on the bus, and I'm like, did anyone see a phone here? And then some guy screamed, one of the people on the bus is like, oh, some Chinese guy took it. I'm like, what Chinese guy? Where is it? What? And he's like, yeah, some Chinese guy across the street picked it up. And I'm like, oh, great. So he saw that. So I'm running across the street, and I'm trying to find a random Chinese person. And I saw a couple of Chinese people, did you take my phone? And they're freaking out because I'm screaming at them, where's my phone? Oh my God. And then I see this who I thought was just kind of I think it was just a lesbian, but driving a truck. And I bang on the window, have you seen my phone? She's like, no, I don't know what your phone is. What's wrong with you? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, and then I banged on it twice, and she's like, do you want me to use my phone to call your phone? I was like, yes. And then we call my phone, and the person hangs up, and we're like, what's going on? And then we call back the phone. The person won't return the phone to the location where I dropped it, but they're leaving it at the bus depot office. And I'm like, okay. But then I'm running around with this lesbian delivery driver to get this phone back, and it's like, this is all within 5-10 minutes of reality. And then I missed that bus. I mean, I'm just all panicked. I'm gonna try to owe this person that helped me money, but it's just crazy. I mean, it was one of those it was a bad luck situation, but all the set pieces were there to retrieve the phone. The bus guy was fussy and he didn't want to leave yet, so that took 10 minutes for me just sitting there without a phone. Well, not that one, but long enough. And then there was someone on the bus spotting someone took my phone. Where were you? I don't even know how they would even see that. And then finding this person to help me, and then us running to a bus depot to retrieve my phone, and then me getting the phone back, and then getting on the bus. Anyway, I don't know. Do what you will with these stories, right?